So in this video, I'm going to give you a realistic roadmap to monetization and becoming a content creator by sharing our journey. I've been on YouTube for a little under 2 years now, so not quite at the year 2 mark. And we are a very small channel. We sit at about 3,300 subs currently, which I'm always shocked by to this day that there are people who are interested in our lives or what we have to say. So thank you so much for being along with us on this journey. That being said, most people start a YouTube or become content creators with the goal of monetization in mind. They want to go viral. They want to find a niche. They are looking to make money. And there's a lot of information out there. However, I think a lot of the information is very repetitive. It's the same. And it's coming from people who've been around for decades, who have a huge following of 100,000 subs. And I think once you reach that, it becomes really unrealistic. It's not as relatable. And so I think it's much better to share my journey for someone who is a small channel, who's been around for maybe a year or two, who just reached the 1,000 sub mark. So if you're one of our subs and have been following us for a while, thank you so much. And you already know our 2 goals for our channel. Some people find it hard to believe, but our goal was never monetization. It was never to go viral, to make money. And so far, all 3 of those things have happened. And I think a lot of it has to do with not focusing on monetization. So our 2 goals for our channel, the first goal was to show Black Americans and people of color from the United States what a life abroad could look like. When we decided to move abroad, we were looking for people that looked like us who would share a similar experience, and it was so hard to find families. Our second goal was to show all the beautiful things in the country of Honduras. That was another thing. I would go online and I would see a lot of clickbait about how dangerous the country was and how you shouldn't go. It was the murder capital of the world, which was so untrue and was not our experience for us when we got there, and also not the experience of everyone in Honduras. Since then, it has changed and grown and manipulated because we no longer live in Honduras and we have been in several different countries. So now our goal is to show the beauty in every country that we go to. And not to show the beauty, but just show not just the challenges of the country, because every country is gonna have its challenges. That being said, talking about having a niche. When you're starting a YouTube channel, there's that back and forth. Should you have a niche? Shouldn't you have a niche? You shouldn't focus too much. You should have some type of aim. My personal belief is like you should have a niche so you know what you're speaking to or who you're speaking with for. When I'm speaking, I'm usually speaking to mothers, people who have families, people of color, people from the United States. Doesn't mean that I won't reach other people, but I do have an audience that I'm talking to, people like me. That being said, you can post whatever you want on your YouTube channel. I've posted hair videos about when I cut off my locks, when I grew my locks back. I'm posting this video about monetization. So I think that you should have a niche, but don't feel so trapped into talking about one thing. I think the biggest thing though is to naturally and authentically grow your channel. So I knew who I was speaking to. I knew who my audience was. That's who I make these videos for. Anyone can watch this channel though. There's enough internet to go around, basically. Where people get the trap is when you're not authentic. I'm really authentic, I'm vulnerable, I'm honest about my family, about my financial situation. My goal again is never to, how many subs can I get? How many views can I get? Because there's going to be someone like you who is watching your channel and is looking for your channel right now. So now I'm gonna go ahead and share the timeline of how my channel grew in the last year and a half-ish, from 0 subs authentically and naturally to 3,300 subs, going viral and making money. So my oldest video on YouTube is from December 17th, 2022. We went back on our phones and just compiled a whole bunch of videos and pictures of our first 24 hours when we arrived in Honduras. Which is funny because sometimes people try to figure out the timeline of videos and they're like, well, you said you were here and you said you were there. You guys, sometimes I have to batch edit things and things don't come out till months in advance. So please don't try to do the timeline of like where we lived or where we were or what we're doing, because it's never gonna add up. Our second vlog was also in December, and it's when I would say we were like, okay, we're serious about this thing, let's do it. And it was when we were in Sambo Creek, Honduras, and it was just our family walking around Sambo Creek. Now this time we had no subs, but every month our channel was growing. When I say we had no subs, we had like 15 subs. There is this thing called sub for a sub on the internet, where you can, you know, if you sub my channel, I'll sub your channel. You can grow your channel rapidly and have thousands of subs instantly, but they're not going to watch your videos, and you want to grow your channel authentically. And also, if no one's watching your videos, the algorithm is not going to push out your videos. Your algorithm is gonna say, all these people are subbing, but no one wants to watch it, so we're not gonna suggest your video, which I do not suggest doing. So around this time, we would have like 15 subs here, 10 subs there, 20 subs there. And that was just naturally from videos. We never hid the YouTube channel. So we told our friends about it, we told our family about it. Of course, they subbed and watched and wanted to know what was going on in our life. So like the first way to grow your channel is sharing with the people that you know who are interested in your life. The second way that we grew our YouTube channel is I would post little clips. So I would have the whole long form content, the whole video about us going to Sambo Creek in Honduras, a whole video of us going to the beach, or a whole video of us spending the day at Chuck E. Cheese. And then I would take like a snippet of that video of us and make it into like a 15-second reel and just post it online. Post it in groups about families, post it in groups of people living in Honduras, people who want to move abroad, Black Americans abroad. I posted little reels in all these Facebook groups because I knew the people in the Honduras abroad group wanted to know what Honduras was like. I knew that Black Americans who wanted to go abroad wanted to see a Black family abroad. So the reels were like snippets to go to our YouTube channel. So that's another way to grow your channel and to get people watching. And again, we were doing all this because we wanted to get the message out to other Black American families how great a life abroad is. And for us, it was really like, we need to get the word out so people know where our channel is, because YouTube wasn't pushing out our channel. So videos started our channel in December. In April, we had over 500 subscribers. I know this because at the bottom of my YouTube channel, I keep like a sub count, what we have. So we had around 600 subscribers on April 27th. And I think what hit that 600 mark was, one, those reels, but two, we invited Picky Girl Travels the World, who's like, oh my gosh, she's so amazing to me, y'all. Like, she is like my girl crush. You know, I'm like, oh my God, I want to be like her. I love everything that she says. Like, I want us to be friends. If she's watching this, I promise I'm not a stalker. Like, I'm just really encouraged by you. So I watched her channel, and her channel was all about Black women going abroad, like to find peace and to, you know, be financially free and all these things. And so I followed her channel, and I reached out to her to see if she would come on our channel, thinking it was a long shot, but she did. She came onto my channel. I got to meet her. It was so amazing. And when I met her, later, you know, with networking, she invited me onto her channel, which is like a dream come true for any YouTuber, because I love her channel. I'm gonna drop it somewhere around here. Picky Girl Travels the World. And that is when my channel like took off. Like, she has a huge following. I don't know what she has. And I think they were watching our interview, and then they came to my channel and subbed and watched my videos. So I think I grew like 200, 300 subs overnight. Another way to grow your channel naturally is networking. You never know. You might end up on like your YouTube celebrities platform, and you're like, amazing. And I'll post that interview up there in case anybody wants to watch it. So that was March of that year. I think that was March, yeah. I went on that interview in March of that year, and then in April, I was monetized. So from December to April, by April, we had the 1,000 subs. We were asked to be a part of the YouTube partnership program, but I still wasn't making a ton of money. People are always like, how much money you were making? And I'm gonna post right here what these videos were actually bringing. People have actually left in the comments sometimes like, you're making up $1 jillion. Lady, this is what my videos were making when you're making 1,000 views or less. Because I was averaging about 1,000 views or less, sometimes 500 views, 800 views. A big video to me would have been like, wow, I got 2,000 views. This is but how much money you make. My videos continue to naturally grow. This time we're living in Dominican Republic, and our videos were averaging like 1,000 views, I think, over time, maybe 500 views, anywhere from 500 to 1,000, and not making a ton of money. I didn't make anything, y'all. And another thing that's hilarious is like, you know, they're like, you're making $1 million, but what did we do with that money? Every penny that Ian and I have made on YouTube, we don't publicize it, has either been given to schools, an NGO, or some place somewhere to give back to wherever we are in that moment. And that's because we really believe in our mission. Like, our goal is to get Black people from the US out of there and to show all the beautiful things in the world. And I think the more that we travel and the more that we go places, I'm starting to realize that it's a state of mind. Where happiness is wherever you are. Does that mean I'm gonna go back to the States? No. But so I sat around 1,000 to 2,000 subs for the next 6 months. I think a big part of that was because my father actually became terminally ill. So my stepfather back home, who actually was featured on a ton of our videos when we were in Honduras, he rapidly started to decline, and I became his caretaker along with other members of my family. And I promise you, I wasn't posting anything. I wasn't really talking to people. I wasn't sharing much about my life. I did share a little, but I became inconsistent with my channel. I honestly became inconsistent in life. And that's gonna happen. You're gonna have ups and downs. I came back onto YouTube probably this summer. This summer, we felt more motivated. We were coming to a new country, Ethiopia, and we knew that we were going to do the same thing. We wanted to make sure that we showed Black Americans what a life abroad could be like, because the 6 months in the States was awful. It was a constant reminder of why we left the States. So we went viral. So this is actually very recent. I'm really shocked. I'm also like, I wonder why the algorithm chose me, you know? Why did it suggest my videos? Because if you're a content creator, you will start to know that your videos that get watched the most are the ones that are suggested by YouTube. So when you go on YouTube and you type in how to make a cake, you're gonna look at like the first 5 videos. You're not going to scroll down to video 100. So just like I'm a content creator, I could type in what's it like living in Honduras, but my videos didn't always pop up. And the sad thing, what pops up is clickbait. It's always like some random guy walking in the middle somewhere and like literally shining his camera on people who are living in like not the best situations. Like, look at them, they're poor, they're dangerous, it's dirty. Like, they purposely go to the worst parts of the world. Like, they're not going to Rodeo Drive. They're like, LA, Skid Row, let me record people who are going through a hard, like, that's just so disgusting to me. And that's something I'll never do, so maybe the algorithm will never suggest me again. So the first few hours, it was like a total normal video. 50 views, 100 views, then 1,000, 5, 10, 20, 40. So we reached, I think we're now at like 70,000 views. So for anyone interested in what a 70,000 view video makes, and a ton of watch time, right here, that's what we need. And also it's strange, now that so many people have seen the video, there's been a few times where I've known somebody from like 3 degrees of separation, or I'm walking down the street, someone's looking at me, I'm looking at them, we're looking at each other, and they're like, do I know you from YouTube? So that part is strange. But that is how we've built it up. Like, just a review, tell your family and friends. Don't be shy about your YouTube channel. Let it grow authentically. Like, someone's going to watch your channel and hope that YouTube pushes out your videos. And again, that's by just being naturally, authentically who you are. You know, this is where I'm sitting at now as far as my full analytics. It's probably gonna cover my face. But as far as like the average amount of subs I have, the average amount of money we make, and the average watch time I get, for anyone who wants to know like a 3,000 video. Now, do I think there's some videos that will show more? Yeah. I think that let's be honest, I think people watch men more. I think that people watch Europeans more. I think that people will watch clickbait videos. Like, I have made a pledge to myself that no matter how many views it has, no matter how interested I'm kind of curious, I will not click those clickbait videos because I do not want to I just don't want YouTube to suggest it anymore. I don't think YouTube should suggest a foreigner coming into any country. So I would be offended if someone came to my city. I'm from Long Beach, California, and no, Long Beach, California is not the best city in the world. And I would be mad if some European man came to my city and said that he knew everything and that it was so dangerous and so scary, and then shone a light on people without their permission. Didn't even know this. So I think those videos do get views. If you have any questions or comments, please drop them below. If you have any questions, like specific questions about our YouTube journey or just opinions that we have, these are mere suggestions. They're not set in stone, but this is how I became monetized and our analytics and how much money we make as a small YouTube channel of 3,300 subs.